Hello! Today we are here to talk about the application process for any school that you'd like to attend. We're going to walk you through the basics so you have an understanding of where to start and how to get through this process. My name is Jessica Beans. I work at Kettering College as the Associate Dean of Enrollment and Communication, but we're here to talk about the general application process for any of our colleges that you choose to attend.
Hi, my name is Renika Hazelton. I'm the Assistant VP for Enrollment at Southwestern Adventist University. So what is the application process when you're applying to any college or university? Well, first you need to go to our website, adventistcolleges.org, and fill out the application. Then you should request your transcripts from your registrar or your guidance counselor. Make sure that your transcript has at least 6 semesters and or your junior year that you've completed. Finally, your SAT or ACT are required, but some schools might be test optional due to COVID. But it would be a good idea to still plan on taking that. And we could talk about that a little later in our presentation.
So let's jump into some more details about some of the things that were just mentioned. Like we said, the very first step for any college you apply to is to fill out the full application and submit it. The easiest way, and a way that we tried to make easy for all of you, streamlining that process, is if you go to adventistcolleges.org, it'll have an application right there, say apply now, and it'll look just like this screenshot we have for you. So you'll want to have information like your address, your email, contact information, what school you've attended. They're going to ask you what program and what college you're interested in when you apply. They may even ask for your social security card. That's just because if you're going to take out federal financial aid or any FAFSA, you'll want to have that information up front sent to the schools. So you want to kind of make sure you have all that information together, and then you go through, fill out the whole application, and click submit. Now, we're going to go on and show you, you can go through individual schools and do the same thing, but no matter which option you choose, filling out the application is the very first step in this process.
So like Jessica said, we will have a spot where you can go to each school and click on each link. It's also good to do that so that, because each school has different requirements for their admissions process. So you want to check and make sure that the GPAs are what are required for different schools and test scores and things like that.
So the very next thing, you've applied, you clicked submit, that application has reached the school of your choice or multiple schools that you're applying to. Your very next thing is start working on transcripts, especially if you're a high school senior. Know that you'll need to request those to have them sent to your school, as this is a necessity for any application process you're going through. One thing you'll hear admission counselors talk to you about, though, is the difference between an official and an unofficial transcript. The main difference for this is an official transcript goes directly from your high school or college, if you're already a transfer student, goes directly from the school you're attending to the school you're applying for. There's no one, you wouldn't hand them off or email them for the school. To be official, you just want to make sure that that is going directly from school to school. Whereas some admission counselors will tell you, hey, let's get the process started. Can you send me an unofficial transcript? That just means that you're sending that along yourself to kind of get the process started. But for an official admissions decision, you'll want to make sure to send us all of your official transcripts to any schools you've attended.
So let's go back to the topic of the ACT and SAT. A lot of colleges and universities are being very understanding and flexible on their test requirements for the admissions decision due to the pandemic. Most schools are working with each student's unique situation so this does not hold up the admission process, Reach out to the admissions counselors at your school of interest to learn about the school-specific policy. The SAT and ACT is also very, very important due to scholarships. A lot of our universities base their scholarships on your SAT or ACT, and you do have an opportunity to get a higher scholarship due to that. The other thing, the other reason why SAT or ACT is very important is because of placement. They determine which math or English class you will be placed in when you arrive on campus. So it is important to try to do your SAT or ACT before arriving at the school of your choice.
So our very last slide is just a couple tips while you're going through this process. First, start this as soon as possible. If you're already a senior, go ahead and fill out your application now, because it may take a while to get your official transcripts. And we know with COVID, everybody is sorting through, when do I take my ACT or SAT, and am I even able to take my ACT or SAT? So by starting the application now, you can be in communication with the school of your choice early. That's really important to start filling it out. You can start today for most schools. Go ahead and fill it out. If you're a junior, it depends on the school itself for how early that they will open that application for your first year of college. But just continue to connect with that college and get it started early and get this process completed early. The next thing is what I already mentioned. If you already have 2 or 3 schools or more that you're really deciding between, as soon as you start that application process, get in touch with your admissions counselor. All of us that work in these departments are here to help. We know that the college process can be confusing. We know that it's really hard right now with COVID to kind of find the answers you need, but that's our job, is to walk you through this process. So definitely reach out to the admissions department, get in touch with an admissions counselor, and we will help you if you ever get stuck. The last thing, and I'm sure you hear this all the time, is make sure your GPA, make sure you're really working on it. I know senioritis is a very real thing. I know that finishing out the school year can be hard, but please know the majority of our schools really look at your GPA for not only an admissions decision, but what scholarships you're eligible to receive. So if you're in high school, know that getting the help you need, getting help from whether it's a tutor, career counselor, your teachers, putting in the time is really worth it. Because if you're able to keep your GPA up when you're applying for colleges, then you could possibly be admitted to multiple colleges that way, and you might even have your choice of what's the best fit for you. So make sure to work on your grades. Just as you're finishing up the school year, make sure to keep your GPA really strong if you can. And then the very last thing is, remember that you can apply to more than one school. There are 13 schools that are a part of the Adventist Colleges and Universities group. So know that you can apply for more than one. That way, if you fill out a couple different applications, you can get the information back. You can choose the school that's the best fit for you. You can kind of shop around a little bit as long as you start that application process early, because there's so many great options at our different Adventist colleges and universities. There's different scholarship options, different program options. Every campus feels a little bit different. So make sure you're kind of applying to more than one and just getting the help you need to work through this application process. Again, I really want you to know how much we are here to help you guys through this. We hope that this kind of gives you that high level understanding that you have to apply, you have to get your transcripts in, and if you can, have a conversation about those ACT and SAT scores. And then after that, the decision's on you. If you're able to kind of get those things completed, you can then decide on the best school for you, the best fit for your life, and know that we are here to help you along in this process every step of the way. So best of luck, and reach out if you have any additional questions to any of the schools that are a part of this group.